Tonight, this is another face of democracy at work in Afghanistan. I'm driving with this country's most recognisable woman, but she dares not be seen on the streets of Kabul.
Right now, the situation is getting worse and worse, especially security.
Malalai Joya is 28 years old and under armed guard because of the constant threat of being murdered. Today, she'll confront her enemies.
My life also should be an example why it has been changed. And I'm not sure that after 1 hour I will be alive or not. After 1 day I will be alive or not. But because of my people, I accept these risks.
The people who want to kill her, she claims, are her fellow parliamentarians.
The first period was about...
Life changed for Malalai Joya when she became a member of the Afghan National Assembly and denounced her colleagues in the House.
Most of them are drug lords, criminals like Taliban, criminals like jihadi people that they did lots of crimes under the name of jihad in Islam.
These are the people she's talking about, the elected leaders of Afghanistan. A quota means that 1/3 of them are women. Many of the men are former commanders of the Mujahideen, warriors who fought against Soviet invaders and then turned on each other and in doing so tore their country apart. Once supported by the Americans with arms, now they're being dignified with a seat in Parliament.
When the government is owned by the warlords, when the parliament is owned by the warlord, it's not easy to talk against them. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. Any one of them, if they want to terrorize some persons, men or women, they can do it.
Malalai Joya was in trouble from her very first speech in Parliament. That was the day she called for colleagues to be tried for war crimes.
After my speech, they cut my voice and they stand up against me. They threw a bottle of water and they threatened me to death. Even one of them shouted that take and rape her inside of the parliament. They learned how to wear suit, how to wear tie, how to talk about democracy and women's rights, but they do not believe.
This is one of the men in her sights. Haji Almos fought with the Americans against the Taliban. But in his former life as a Mujahideen commander, human rights organisations claim he led fighters who shelled civilians, abducted them and ransacked their villages.
به خاطر ما قرار نمیشیم گونه ما تفنگ سالار هستیم نه قاچاقبر هستیم کسی که تفنگ سالار نباشه کسی که قاچاقبر نباشه قرار نمیشه ما قرار نمیشیم دنیا اینجا مسلط است باید قاچاقبرا را به هر سطحی که هست بگیره
The Taliban have been driven from Kabul, but life is still a struggle for most people here. They still don't have dependable electricity or water, and crime is rampant. The Hamid Karzai government might claim to have introduced democracy, but that hasn't guaranteed prosperity. Many citizens are still living under canvas or in rubble.
And Mr. Karzai, when he came, he promised in his speeches for the people, I will bring clinics for you, water for you, make roads for you, construct your houses for you. I will bring to justice the warlords and the criminals of war. He did do nothing about these things.
خانم ملالای جویا هم اعتراضی دارن اگر اجازه بدین.
به نام خدا.
In Parliament, Malalai Joya has a rare chance to attack the so-called warlords she eyeballs each day. But the opportunity was never going to last.
روز به روز مردم ما ناامید شده میرن از پارلمان و میبینن که از طریق مطبوعات رسانه‌ها بین مردم هم تماس دارن.
نظر شما چیست؟ پیشنهاد شما چیست؟ هر وکیل باید صحبت کنه.
So they chopped you off again at the microphone.
Yeah, they disturb, always they disturb, and it's difficult to give me chance. This is not democracy. I want to tell you this is the mockery of democracy. You are looking large buildings here in Kabul. That these buildings, long buildings, belongs to criminals, to drug lords, to warlords.
For Malalai Joya, it's been another frustrating day's work in a place touted by some as one of the world's newest democracies. What makes it worse for her is that it's too dangerous to visit her electorate in Western Afghanistan. Lawlessness outside of Kabul means that dozens of MPs never get to go to the place they represent.
Of course, I'm young and right now I have energy. I want to go to university. I want to continue to my education because I have hope that in the future I serve my people better and more, especially women of Afghanistan and daughter of Afghanistan, how much they need to some women like me. I know about my role.
Even Kabul itself is getting risky for Malalai Joya.
So you keep changing houses, do you?
Changing house, yeah, because of security, I'm changing house for 2 days, 3 days, and like this. Then I'm going with bag of my books and bag of my clothes to another house.
So a different house every few days?
Yeah, different house, supporters house, but now they are searching.
Isolated in this new democracy, Malalai's supporters must come to her. In many ways, Hamid Karzai's new Afghanistan is still a man's world. The military strongmen who helped the West defeat the Taliban have now become businessmen and entrepreneurs. And those who stand in their way, as ever, face every kind of peril.